It is the official kickoff to the Hunger-Free Holiday Campaign. We are so grateful for our advocates and allies who have partnered with us in this fight against insecurity. Without them, we would not be here. And with their help and yours, we will end our work here in Eastern Massachusetts. With that said, the event is about to begin. Enjoy.
Good morning and welcome to the 17th annual Chain of Giving. My name is Cheryl Shondak. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at the Greater Boston Food Bank, and it is my honor to welcome you all here today. It is so nice to see your faces. It's been 3 years since we have had this event, so thank you again for being here. I hope you are ready to move some turkeys. That is the goal of today's event. We have an exceptional lineup of speakers at today's program. So let's get started. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our outstanding President and CEO, Catherine D'Amato.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Cheryl. Good morning to you all. I'm so happy to see you, and thank you for coming to the building today. It's been a while. For those of you who are veterans, you know what to do. You can help the folks who've never been here before. This has been a holiday tradition, as Cheryl said, for 17 years, and it's fun for our team. I hope it's enjoyable for you, and truly, because of the pandemic, we haven't been able to gather and really talk about the importance of this time of the year and what food means to so many of our residents. So we're just so grateful to have you. Today we do have a lot of folks, so be patient with us, but they're going to be pithy, and their speeches are going to be, poignant, right, Governor? And and a lot of pressure, and to be able to share with you how wide the support is for this issue in our state, and how wide the commitment is to ensure that there are resources. So we're very happy and honored to welcome our Massachusetts Governor, Charlie Baker, our Lieutenant Governor, Karen Polito. We will very shortly have our Attorney General, now Governor-elect Maura Healey. She's about 5 minutes away. Oh, she's here. Maura. I apologize. Please welcome Maura Healey. We also have our Lieutenant Governor-elect and Salem Mayor Kim Driscoll. We have our State Treasurer, Deborah Goldberg, and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. We also want to recognize some of our representative senators that are here with us. Senator Sal DiDomenico, Representative Ron Consalvo, Representative Marjorie Decker, Representative Jay Livingstone, Representative Bill Driscoll, Representative Dan Ryan, Police Commissioner Michael Cox, Sheriff Steve Tompkins, our neighbor, representing MDAR and DTA. We also want to representatives from the Mass Department of Agriculture and the Department of Transitional Assistance, the Boston Office of Food Justice, and of course, last but not least, Wally from the Red Sox. We also want to thank our sponsor today, AMG. That's the Affiliated Managers Group. They're a leading partner to independent and active investment management here and around the world, and they are a huge supporter of the Greater Boston Food. Thank you, AMG. We also, lastly, I do want to welcome the journalists that are here. It matters a lot to us that you come. It matters a lot to us that you tell the story. It matters a lot to us that you share what the individual with lived expertise goes through in seeking food assistance. So thank you for being there, and please keep telling the story. And lastly, we want to thank all of our food donors this year. Some of what you see here today, it wouldn't be possible for us to feed families, to make sure there are turkeys and all the fixings this year. So we want to thank, and be patient with me, Amazon Whole Foods, Big Y, BJ's Wholesale, B&B Trading, CNS Wholesale, Decca's Cranberry Group, the Goldberg Family Foundation, Hannaford Brothers, Market Basket, Paul Wahlberg, Price Right, Richard Broccoli Associates, Roach Brothers, Shaw and Star Market, Stop and Shop, Table Talk Pies, Target, Tillerite Produce Company, Walmart, and Wegmans. Huge thank you to all of them. We have a lot of volunteers that help us out, but we have board members and volunteers and committees and so many people, food and financial donors. But I would like to just take a moment for you to recognize Team GBFB, who's been on the front line during this entire pandemic, never closed, always risking their lives to feed our neighbors. Huge applause to Team GBFB. This is what we're about, gathering together and working together, helping others. It matters deeply, and I know for me, when I look at the chain of giving, it's what giving represents. You are the chain of giving. Without you, we couldn't do what we do. And it's a representation of our community across Eastern Mass, across our state, and it's a representation of what collaboration looks like. We have vendors in the room that compete against each other, and they come together today for the right reason. And we have individuals that come from different political beliefs, and they come together today. So for me, it's hopeful, and that's what matters. So there are some of our neighbors that have had misfortune when we can be thinking about fortune and goodness. So we don't want to lose sight of them. And we want to make sure that despite some of the feelings that we might all have of loss and change and uncertainty and volatility, that we stay hopeful. And I know I'm hopeful, and I'm hopeful when I see this. I'm hopeful when the team of the Greater Boston Food Bank is able to see all of you. It gives them a lot of fuel to keep going. We serve over 190 communities in Eastern Mass, but across the state is 351 cities and towns that need the help. And in our history, we know that we've never seen such a need, even coming out of the pandemic. It's not retreating. So that surprises people, that the need for food isn't retreating, but the whole economic system has changed dramatically. So, we now know that as much as 1 in 3 individuals in our state, especially adults, experience food insecurity, or that they can find themselves needing food. That's a staggering number for a state like Massachusetts or Commonwealth that is so well resourced. But for the first time in 50 years, the White House finally took notice. I applaud them. A White House conference took place, and the Greater Boston Food Bank and the Hunger to Health Collaboratory were there. And it was a conference on hunger, nutrition, and health. And I think one of the most important things is when I think about what just happened in Massachusetts, the elections were, as we know, historic. I'm not telling you anything. The number of women, in our over here, that are now in constitutional offices, women who understand what the definition of food insecurity is and the tools we need to solve it. We have to have a next generation of leaders and community partners that build the plan for Massachusetts to be a food secure Commonwealth. I have full confidence in that, but also it's built upon the current administration and the current legislature. It's built upon the fact that Massachusetts has had MEFAP, the Massachusetts Emergency Food Assistance Program, that you responded during the pandemic, that there were more dollars put forward. Over and over and over again, our state said, we are here to help. And I'm deeply grateful, but I was saying to Lieutenant Governor that we have folks from all over the country look at our state and say, how did you do that? How did you get that line item? How do you have the resources to buy food from Massachusetts vendors that pay Massachusetts workers that in the end feed Massachusetts residents that need food? It's an extraordinary story, but I do want to express my deep appreciation to you, Governor, and to you, Lieutenant Governor, for your leadership. You've been just incredibly noble, incredibly there. We're fortunate in Massachusetts to have had such good leadership. And it's not about party. Hunger is a universal issue. It doesn't matter. But you've set an enormous, solid foundation for the next executive office and the next legislature that's coming forward. And so I just want to thank you. And either of you will be available to visit the food bank anytime afterwards. But I hope that you take care of yourselves and do something wonderful for yourself. You have given incredible service to this Commonwealth. So I also thank you. You know, and in that, the legislature really helped us too, in terms of the funds. When you come back next year, we received millions of dollars to expand this refrigeration, thanks to the state legislature. And thank you, Senator DiDomenico. I appreciate your leadership on that. So you will see more refrigeration the next time you come. So how can you help us? You know, you can help us by getting involved, which you are. But if you become a friend of the food bank and you know me, the question isn't, you know, what are you doing? The question is, are you doing more? Do something. Donate money. Get your teams involved. Bring your corporation. You know, get your families involved. Support your local food pantry. There are 600 in our service area alone and over 1,000 across the state. You have opportunity to get involved. But join us for our annual hunger-free holidays. You can be a part of that. It's a great way to get people involved. So look, I'm hopeful. I believe in that people can cause and affect change. I believe that our government and the private sector and the public sector can join together, because no one should go hungry in our Commonwealth. No one. And I believe that we're going to get there. So now, to a special part of the program, it's known as the NALI Award. For those of you who've been there, you've seen these NALI as young children grow up to be grown-ups, big children. I met them when they were 6 and 8. I don't even know how old they are, because that would mean you'd know how old I am. But Betsy and Danny have been extraordinary, and Danny's with us today to present the annual NALI Award. I'm looking for you, Danny. Here you are.
Thanks so much, Catherine. This year's award goes to a group of people that you all may recognize from when you were at the building this morning. The Everett High Crimson Tide Marching Band. Got a few more up there. Everett High School is the most diverse high school in the state, and that diversity is reflected in the makeup of this nationally recognized performing arts group. They recently performed the 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor last December 2021. They performed at the National Memorial Day Parade in Washington, D.C. 7 times, including this past May, and they haven't missed a Veterans Day or Memorial Day in 25 years. They were also the first band to be reorganized in Massachusetts during the middle of the pandemic, and that is a testament to their heart, soul, and commitment to one another and their community. Many of the band members are from low-income families, but that doesn't stop them providing the gift of music to their school's community, state, and national events. And if that wasn't enough, their commitment to community service is just as strong as their love of music. They provided comfort to families when called upon for funerals and volunteered at many organizations, including the Greater Boston Food Bank's partners Grace Food Pantry, Harvest on the Vine, and food can drives for the homeless. They are exemplary community members who always say yes, ask how we can help, and give back to their community. Please join me in congratulating again the Everett High School Marching Band, and welcome Sal DiDomenico Jr., Enrico Vega, and Rocco Ortiz, who are accepting the award on behalf of the awesome marching band here today. Thank you.
Look at me right here.
I just want to say thank you. Yeah. So we do this not for us. We don't ask for anything in return. And we certainly don't do it for any money, but we still get things, so thank you. And we actually do this for all of you, the community. the state, and the country. Thank you.
See why I'm hopeful? It's there. It's there. It just has to be captured and showed and shared. So thank you so much. That was wonderful. And, this is an incredible, the Everson Tide, I'm going to get it right, Everson Crimson Tide Marching Band. So, and is it a home band of yours, Senator? Is it somehow related to your district in some way? Do they march at your house and do the nice things for you? Well, they've just been incredible. And it's really why, again, we should be investing in universal meals and why we should be investing in access to school breakfast and eventually why we should be investing in college hunger and fighting college hunger. So again, lots of work to do ahead here for sure. So now it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium another extraordinary leader, Boston Mayor Michelle Wu.
Good morning, everyone. It's exciting to be here with so many people. Last year was my introduction to this in the new role, and we were still a little bit COVID affected by how this event took place, and so I was there with the governor, freezing cold outside and learning the ropes in different circumstances. It's wonderful to see this incredible warehouse filled with friends and supporters of the work that happens here. So thank you so much to Governor and the entire state for your partnership, Treasurer, Lieutenant Governor, Governor-elect, Lieutenant Governor-elect, Rep, Commissioner, Senator, and all of our amazing partners here. We all know how fundamental food and nutrition is to each and every one of our families. It's why we're prioritizing this work in the city of Boston to support everything that happens here at the Greater Boston Food Bank and to do all we can to invest in every touch point we have with residents to ensure that food and the cultural competence and joy and community that comes along with it is part of that conversation. In Greater Boston alone, we've seen the cost of groceries go up by more than 13% in the last year and continues to be impacted by inflation as folks see the sticker shock at the grocery store. And therefore, we've seen the rates of food insecurity grow as well. 1 in every 3 adults across the Commonwealth having experienced food insecurity in this last year. And this is important to lift up during the holiday season, but also to mark that these efforts are year-round. I am excited to share that our teams here at the City of Boston, with our Office of Food Justice and Neighborhood Services, have launched a Find Your Food Pantry campaign and initiative this holiday season, and we chose this name specifically because this is about more than just giving once during the holidays and never thinking about it again until next year. It's about finding, getting to know, and really connecting with food pantries in your community, whether to access the food directly or to donate, support, volunteer, and help invest in this ecosystem that Catherine and the team are leading. If you are a resident looking for food and resources, we can help you find a food pantry in your community that can provide the support right now headed into the holiday season. And there's more information on this initiative at boston.gov/food-pantries. We are also excited to partner with the state and announce a new kiosk at City Hall where anyone can come and connect with the Massachusetts Department of Transitional Assistance. This kiosk will be an easy and accessible way to check your eligibility, apply for SNAP and other cash assistance programs, check your balances, or update your information. It'll be open 9 to 5, 5 days a week, starting next Thursday, November 15th. And so I want to thank the state and the DTA for creating more and more accessible opportunities for all of our residents to connect with the services that they need. Also, a quick reminder of our Farmers Market coupon program and our Double Up Food Bucks program, which allows residents who use SNAP to double their purchasing power when buying fresh fruits and vegetables. And it's been a fantastically successful initiative on both addressing hunger and ensuring that nutrition is a part of every family's dinner table. There's so much more work to be done to fight hunger here in Boston across our Commonwealth, and we couldn't be doing this with greater partners at every level of government. So incredibly grateful for that partnership and excited for what's ahead. Ok, un poco en español. Buenos días a todos, es un placer estar aquí. Gobernador Baker y gobernadora elegida, Healy, y todos los miembros de nuestro equipo oficiales en Massachusetts. La alimentación es un derecho humano básico. Todos merecemos tener acceso a alimentos frescos y nutritivos. La comida debe ser una fuente de alegría, energía y conexión, no de estrés y ansiedad. En colaboración con más de 100 socios de distribución de alimentos, el Greater Boston Food Bank distribuyó el año pasado casi 25 millones de libras de alimentos a los residentes y familias de Boston. Su colaboración significa mucho, especialmente este año, en el que estamos experimentando una de las peores tasas de inflación de los últimos 40 años. Está claro que aún nos queda mucho trabajo por hacer para lograr la justicia alimentaria en nuestras comunidades, no solo durante las fiestas, sino durante todo el año. Por eso, nuestros equipos de la Oficina de Justicia Alimentaria y de la Oficina de Servicios al Vecindario han lanzado la campaña Encuentra tu almacén de alimentos. Se trata de encontrar, conocer y conectar realmente con las despensas de alimentos de sus comunidades. Involucrarse y retribuir, ya sea con su tiempo como voluntario o con ayuda económica, pero haciéndolo de forma que se establezca una relación duradera. Y por supuesto, si eres un residente que busca alimentos y recursos, podemos ayudarte a encontrar una despensa de alimentos en tu comunidad que pueda proporcionarte el apoyo que necesitas. Y para los residentes que buscan ayuda para acceder a los alimentos, también me alegra anunciar un nuevo kiosco en City Hall, donde se puede conectar con el gobierno estatal. El kiosco será una manera fácil y accesible de comprobar su elegibilidad y solicitar SNAP y otros programas de asistencia en efectivo, comprobar sus saldos o actualizar su información. Quiero dar las gracias al Estado por crear más oportunidades para que todos nuestros residentes se conectan con los servicios que merecen. Hay mucho trabajo por hacer para luchar contra el hambre aquí en Boston y todo nuestro estado. Y me da orgullo realizar esta importante labor con muchas de las personas aquí presentes, con nuestra Oficina de Justicia Alimentaria, con el Estado y por supuesto con el Greater Boston Food Bank. Gracias.
Thank you, Mayor Wu. Muchas gracias, Mayor Wu. Mayor Wu and her team are showing that a city can take a hold of so many opportunities available to it and to ensure that they access to that food. And, you know, Lieutenant Governor-elect, you're a mayor, and Lieutenant Governor-elect, you're a mayor, and you started a food security task force, I believe, in your city. So I'm looking forward to you sharing so much of that experience across all the rest as you come into your role. But we are just privileged to be able to have so many leaders and so many women leaders that are stepping forward and understand this issue of food insecurity. So, and I guess we're creating a tradition at the food bank here, because I'm now thrilled to welcome to the podium my friend, our Attorney General, yet Governor-elect, and just an amazing outcome to both of you. So congratulations, and thank you so much. I'm looking forward to working with you. Please. Our Governor-elect and Attorney General, Mara Healy.
Well, good morning, Catherine, and let me begin by thanking the incredible team at the Greater Boston Food Bank, who day in and day out, week after week, month after month, especially through the incredibly challenging time of this pandemic, found ways to deliver food to people all across the Greater Boston area and beyond, across the state, and the partnerships between and among our food banks, really, really special. So big time thanks to the great team here. And I'm here today as your Attorney General, and I'm grateful to all who have dedicated efforts to making sure that people are fed in this state. It is absolutely the case that No one in the state should go to bed hungry. No one should wake up hungry. It's so, so important. And I appreciate the efforts by so many at the local, and the state, and the federal level to make sure we're doing all we can to feed people. I also am grateful to have the opportunity to work alongside incredible leaders in government at all levels. I know this has been a focus for them, and it'll continue to be a focus for all of us. I also just want to say a word about what this, I think, means to me and why our office has always been involved and will continue to be. You know, so many of the root problems of what we confront. You look at what's happening sometimes with, for example, health disparities. You know, you go back to what is it that's baked into those disparities. And a reason that I feel so deeply and care so deeply about food insecurity is, you know, the same reason I think we care about housing insecurity. If we don't address these foundational issues, it's really hard. It's really hard to imagine a young person going to school and being able to study and learn and concentrate. Imagine a mom, you know, or dad trying to hold down a job and also try to figure out how to spread food across a family and meet those needs. And it is absolutely essential that we do what I think we're morally obligated to do as a great commonwealth, but also imperative if we care about addressing the larger issues out there that confront us every day. And, you know, as somebody who spent time in the Attorney General's office, we interact with people regularly who are dealing with a whole host of issues and problems and troubles. And I'm just here to say on behalf of my team and me that, you know, a lot of this we can do and take care of if we take care of the basics. And making sure that people are fed, making sure that people are housed, making sure that people have access to basic needed health care. So I'm confident in our state, I'm always confident in our people, and I'm delighted as I look out and I see, of course, this wonderful coming together of folks in government, folks in school. You all got hall passes today, I'm sure. That's cool. Thank you and congratulations big time to the Everett High School Marching Band. They are a real treasure. But to those in industry and business and the private sector, all who've come together today, it is about teamwork. And it's a great way, always a great way, to start this season of giving, which, of course, can and must continue through the year. But it's a great, great way to begin. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Governor-elect Healy and our Attorney General. You've been a great partner, and I look forward to continuing to work with that office as you change it up a little bit in that way. And our last speaker, though, you know, is so important, as I noted, is Governor Baker. And, you know, before, as I welcome you, I just can't iterate enough what you've done for us and for so many, and so many thankless nights and hours and places and people and handshakes and cups of coffee and cookies and all the things that you had to do across our state to advance it. Massachusetts is a better place because of you, Governor Baker, and because of you, Lieutenant Governor. I just want our enormous gratitude, and I just enormous gratitude of appreciation. So please.
Thank you, Catherine. I do want to say that I've gone to a lot of high school football games over the years because my boys both played high school and college football, and I know what a high school band sounds like, okay? It does not sound like this band, okay? When we showed up and we went over to watch you guys perform, I thought I knew what I was getting prepared for, which was a song that I would have to work hard to figure out what it was. You guys rock in a very big way, and I am so proud to know that you are nationally famous, and I certainly hope at some point you are globally famous because you can play. And I look out, I see a lot of faces that I recognize from the past few years. And I just want to say to the folks here from the legislature, and especially to the folks who are part of our administration, who spent so much time during the pandemic basically dramatically expanding the state's infrastructure to provide and support food banks and food pantries and other distribution programs. Pandemic was just a nightmare in so many ways, but it also gave us some significant opportunities to dramatically expand the state's capacity to support organizations at the local level. And people here did the work, and that work will be sustained going forward. And there's plenty more to do, but I couldn't be more proud and pleased of the work that so many of you did to help people get through some very dark and difficult times. And that infrastructure is going to be with us going forward. And the final thing I'll say is, I think one of the mayor mentioned this, one of the big challenges people face is the rising price of food. And it's every single week in many cases for a lot of people. And when a bag of groceries goes from $75 to $105 to $125 to $150, which has happened to a lot of people over the course of the past 18 months or so, it has a profound impact on their sense of not just food security, but security, period. And I think it's incredibly important that we all recognize that here in Massachusetts. I think we're very good at it, better than most. But as we head into the winter months and the giving season, I think everybody should recognize and understand that those 1,000 food pantries we have around the Commonwealth will probably have a lot more people who never expected they would be there because of the rising cost of so many things. And I know that people in Massachusetts will stand up and respond and support people. But this year in particular, it's as important as it's ever been, and that's why I'm pleased to be here. I know I speak for the Lieutenant Governor when I say that, because you are a fabulous team and you do fabulous work. But this year in particular, it's really going to matter. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for what you will do going forward.
Everyone, we're going to ask the speakers to come back up. Because of timing, we want to take some photos, and we are overwhelmed at today's program. Can I have a representative of AMG, the two band members? But thank you, Governor Baker. Thank you, Mayor Wu, our Governor-elect Healy, the Nally family, and the Everett High School Marching Band.
They played up front.
Turkey! Thank you. All right, let's get this party started. At this time, I am going to ask everyone to form two lines. Carol Tinkin, can you please raise your hand? We are over here at door number 8. There is blue